When we think of wealthy countries, our minds often conjure images of towering skyscrapers, bustling financial districts, and cutting-edge high-tech industries. These are the symbols of economic power in the modern world, the hallmarks of nations that have embraced industrialization and technological advancement. But New Zealand breaks the mold, defying these conventional expectations. It presents a different path to prosperity, one rooted in the land itself. While most developed nations have gradually moved away from agriculture, seeing it as a less profitable or less sophisticated sector, New Zealand has strategically built its prosperity on it, embracing its agricultural heritage and transforming it into a modern economic powerhouse. With just over 5 million people, a relatively small population on the global stage, it's the 15th largest food exporter in the world, a remarkable achievement that underscores the efficiency and scale of its agricultural operations. Nearly half of New Zealand's exports are food, a testament to the country's focus on agriculture and its success in producing high-quality food products for the global market. A figure unmatched by any other rich nation, highlighting New Zealand's unique position in the global economy. This reliance on agricultural exports sets it apart from other developed countries. Its agricultural sector is the backbone of its economy, providing jobs, generating revenue, and driving innovation across the country, and a core part of its identity, shaping its culture, values, and sense of place. The land is not just a resource, it's integral to who New Zealanders are. Among the world's top food exporters, which include much larger nations with vast agricultural resources, New Zealand is by far the wealthiest, demonstrating that agricultural success can indeed translate into significant national prosperity. It leads in exporting milk, dominating the global dairy market with its high-quality products, honey and butter, carving out a niche for itself in these specialized agricultural sectors, and is a major player in sheep, leveraging its vast pastures to produce wool and lamb for international markets, beef and wine, showcasing the diversity and sophistication of its agricultural industry. This isn't a relic of the past, a quaint throwback to a bygone era of agrarian societies. It's the result of bold adaptation and innovation, a conscious effort to modernize and optimize agricultural practices. New Zealand's story challenges the idea that wealth requires leaving agriculture behind, that a nation must abandon its farms to achieve economic success. Instead, it shows how a nation can transform its farms into globally competitive enterprises, leveraging technology, sustainable practices, and strategic marketing to thrive in the modern world. New Zealand proves a country can be both modern and agricultural, seamlessly integrating its rural and urban economies, urbanized yet deeply connected to its land, fostering a sense of environmental stewardship and sustainable development. Its fields and pastures are a source of immense national wealth, a foundation upon which its prosperity is built. This is how New Zealand became a food superpower, a nation that has defied expectations and forged its own unique path to economic success. Geography is destiny, and for New Zealand, it's both a challenge and an advantage. Its southern hemisphere location gives it a counter-seasonal edge. When the north is in winter, New Zealand is in summer. This lets it supply fresh produce to global markets when others can't, commanding premium prices. Its proximity to Asia, especially China, has become central to its export strategy. But New Zealand is also one of the world's most remote countries, far from major markets. This isolation makes it impractical for manufacturing supply chains, so it focuses on exporting finished, high-value goods. The result? A strong reliance on agriculture and global brands that capture more value. New Zealand's geography has shaped a unique, resilient economy. New Zealand's land is its greatest asset. Volcanic soils and a temperate, rainy climate create lush pastures nearly year-round. This allows cows and sheep to graze outdoors, reducing costs and boosting animal welfare. The pasture-based system gives New Zealand farmers a global cost advantage. Diverse microclimates support everything from world-famous Sauvignon Blanc to kiwi fruit. This agricultural diversity spreads risk and meets a range of global tastes. New Zealand's grass-into-cash model is simple, efficient, and powerful. The landscape isn't just beautiful, it's a world-class food factory. For decades, New Zealand's farmers operated within a carefully constructed bubble, shielded from the harsh realities of the global marketplace. This protection came in the form of generous government subsidies and significant trade barriers, designed to insulate the agricultural sector. By the 1980s, these subsidies had ballooned to the point where they made up nearly 40% of some farmers' incomes, creating a dependency on government support. This artificial support system, while seemingly beneficial in the short term, was ultimately distorting production, hindering efficiency, and stifling innovation across the agricultural landscape. Overproduction and inefficiency became rampant, with farmers incentivized to produce quantity over quality, leading to massive surpluses. The situation reached a critical point, symbolized by the infamous sheep mountains, vast oversupplies of wool and meat that the global market simply couldn't absorb, leading to declining global demand and plummeting prices. A series of shocks, a perfect storm of economic pressures, including sharply falling wool prices due to changing global fashion trends and increased competition from synthetic fibers. The oil crisis of the 1970s, which dramatically increased input costs for farmers, and the UK's decision to join the European Economic Community, which meant the loss of a major export market for New Zealand agricultural products, exposed the fundamental fragility of this heavily subsidized and protected system, revealing its unsustainability. In 1984, facing a looming economic crisis, the government, with a newfound sense of urgency, made a radical and unprecedented move. It took the bold step of eliminating nearly all farm subsidies, effectively tearing down the financial safety net that farmers had come to rely on. Simultaneously, the government slashed tariffs and other trade barriers, opening the floodgates to international competition. Producer boards, which had previously controlled the marketing and export of agricultural products, were dismantled, removing another layer of protection and control. Almost overnight, New Zealand's farmers were thrust into the unforgiving arena of the global market, forced to compete head-to-head with producers from around the world. The familiar safety net was gone, replaced by the cold reality of market forces. It was sink or swim, adapt or perish. This bold and radical reform, often referred to as Rogernomics, after Finance Minister Roger Douglas, forced New Zealand's agricultural sector to confront the harsh realities of global competition head-on, demanding a complete overhaul of traditional farming practices. The transition was undoubtedly painful, with many farmers struggling to adapt to the new environment, and some even losing their farms. But this period of upheaval ultimately set the stage for a new era of innovation, efficiency, and resilience in New Zealand agriculture. The country's future prosperity would depend on its ability to embrace adaptability, innovation, and sustainable practices, not on the false security of protectionism and government handouts. New Zealand's agricultural transformation had irrevocably begun, ushering in a new chapter in the nation's history. The world was watching with keen interest, eager to learn from New Zealand's bold experiment in agricultural reform. The end of subsidies hit rural New Zealand hard. Incomes plummeted, land values crashed, and debt soared. Predictions of mass bankruptcies and rural collapse loomed. Communities rallied, forming support networks to help families cope. Yet the disaster never fully materialized. Only about 5% of farmers left the land. Most tightened their belts, restructured, and adapted to the new reality. They shifted from farming for government support to farming for global markets. The crisis forged a new generation of entrepreneurial, resilient farmers. They learned business skills, studied international markets, and improved efficiency. Government aid was limited, self-reliance became the norm. The pain was real, but so was the transformation. New Zealand's farmers emerged stronger, ready to compete globally. The shock became a catalyst for growth. Free from subsidies, New Zealand's farmers reinvented their industry. Sheep numbers plummeted while dairy herds and milk production soared. Farmers responded to global demand, not government incentives. Marginal sheepland became vineyards and orchards, fueling a wine boom. The focus shifted to premium products, wine, specialty dairy, and high-value exports. Branding, quality, and market research became essential. Farmers tracked consumer trends from Shanghai to Los Angeles. Innovation and flexibility defined the new era. Farming attracted new talent, with New Zealand boasting the youngest farmers among major Anglo countries. The sector became a magnet for entrepreneurs. This energy and adaptability keep New Zealand agriculture competitive. The industry's transformation is ongoing and thriving. New Zealand's agricultural strength lies in cooperation. Most of the sector is owned by farmer cooperatives, not corporations. Fonterra, the dairy giant, is owned by 10,000 farmers and handles 30% of global milk trade. Farmers deliver to their own company, sharing profits and decision-making. Cooperatives pool resources for investment, research, and global marketing. This model gives small farms the scale to compete worldwide. It fosters community, knowledge sharing, and a unified voice in trade. Farmer ownership is a cornerstone of New Zealand's global success. The end of subsidies sparked a wave of innovation. Productivity growth more than doubled after reforms. Farmers adopted new technologies, genetics, and data-driven management. Sheep numbers fell, but meat exports rose thanks to better breeds and systems. Government shifted from subsidies to funding research and development. Scientists and farmers now collaborate to boost yields and reduce environmental impact. Innovation is everywhere, from satellite-guided fertilizer use to new kiwi fruit varieties. New Zealand's farmers prove agriculture can be high-tech and knowledge-driven. Relentless improvement keeps them at the cutting edge. New Zealand's story presents a compelling challenge to the conventional wisdom, particularly the widely held idea that achieving true prosperity inevitably requires abandoning or diminishing the role of agriculture in a nation's economy. It demonstrates quite powerfully that a nation can not only survive but truly thrive by strategically doubling down on its inherent natural strengths and fostering innovation specifically within the agricultural sector. This involves embracing new technologies and sustainable practices. The decisive removal of subsidies acted as a catalyst, unleashing a wave of efficiency improvements, a surge in entrepreneurship, with farmers becoming more innovative and business-minded, and a sharpened focus on global competitiveness, allowing New Zealand to excel in international markets. New Zealand strategically moved up the value chain, shifting its focus from exporting just raw goods to exporting premium, high-value products that commanded better prices and greater recognition. It successfully built globally recognized brands in wine, dairy products, and a variety of fruits, thereby capturing significantly more value and increasing income for its dedicated farmers. The New Zealand model is fundamentally built on a strong market orientation, a commitment to minimal subsidies, fostering self-reliance, and a culture of relentless innovation, constantly seeking new and better ways to improve agricultural practices. While New Zealand's specific experience is undoubtedly unique, shaped by its particular geography and history, its core principles offer a valuable blueprint and a source of inspiration for other nations seeking to revitalize their agricultural sectors. Adaptability to changing market conditions, strong cooperation among farmers, and an unwavering focus on quality are absolutely key to success. The country's oldest and most established industry has successfully transformed itself into a powerful engine of future economic growth and prosperity. New Zealand definitively proves that with the right strategic approach and a commitment to innovation, agriculture can indeed be a powerful driver of first-world prosperity and a high standard of living for its citizens. Its fertile fields are not merely a relic of the past or a nostalgic nod to agricultural heritage. They represent a vibrant and dynamic future, powered by technology and sustainable farming practices.